We are all connected. Seems an appropriate phrase for this group, doesn't it? Never before have we been so connected, both electronically as well as in person as a society. And there's tremendous opportunity if we can leverage that connection around storytelling for our marketing gain. I'm going to start off with my own story where I utilized some connections. And it's the story around how Facebook found my luggage, my lost luggage, when Air Canada couldn't. And how I used social media tools, connections, friendships, but the power of storytelling. And I was able then to leverage this for marketing gain. So, about a year ago, I was traveling from Vancouver to Montreal on business, and I made the misfortune of stopping off in Toronto in the middle of a snowstorm. I was changing planes, which turned into 14 hours. This is what the board looked like. You can see canceled, 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 canceled. 14 hours before I got back on my plane to Montreal. Now, I had 2 bags. One was a carry-on from business, no problem with that one. The other was a checked bag, which I had skates, because I was going to be coming back through Ottawa to skate on the canal with a friend. So that bag was gone, missing in action. So I got to Montreal and I filed a claim and hoped that I would see my bag in a couple of days before I went to Ottawa. 12 hours later, a friend of mine flew from Vancouver to Toronto and then took this photo when she arrived. Hundreds of bags by the carousel unclaimed. And she posted it to Facebook. Later in my room in Montreal, I went back from the conference, got onto Facebook, started, chatting away to friends, and there was a whole conversation that had broken out about my friends speculating if one of the bags might be Mary Charleson's. Now you can see I've done a little photoshopping here. Yes, indeed, that blue duffel bag was my bag. I tied the handles together. I knew it was my bag. So you can imagine, I was really excited. I called up Air Canada. I found my bag. I got it. It's on Facebook. They weren't very excited. So I called back an hour later and I reframed the story. I would like to make you the hero of my story. I found my bag in a rather unconventional way, and I proceeded to tell them where it was. When I went to check in at Montreal, they still had my bag lost. 2 days later, I was in Ottawa. It was still listed as lost, but it showed up as a field note on my reservation. My guy at Air Canada had got the bag and got it on the plane to Ottawa. I was no longer a faceless, disgruntled Air Canada passenger. I was a person who had an intriguing story and he could become part of it. That's the power of social media linked with connections that we can leverage. Now, yes, we are all connected, but I was able then to leverage this even further. I, of course, wrote about it. Okay, I wrote about how Facebook found my luggage. I tweeted about it, and it got picked up by Carrie Adams and CTV, who then did a small sequence on how Facebook had found my luggage. It became the entry story for my book, Word of Mouth Mouse Mobile, How Facebook Found My Luggage, and I use it as the intro story for all of my talks. We are all connected. Give people a reason to tell your story. That's the magic of using social media and the power of those connections for your marketing. It's all in the storytelling.